Hello everyone, welcome back to the next session. Now we will see how to generate the links for the error messages. This is our validation. For this business rule, how we can enable the links in the error message. Let me show you the existing functionality. I am creating a new business partner. Now if you see, these are the standard messages. These got the errors. When you click on this error, it navigates you to the respective field. But this is our custom message. It doesn't have any link. So the disadvantage of this one is user need to find out where this message is being referred to. They can't easily identify the respective field because there is no link. So based on that, sometimes client may ask you to implement or to add the message link for the custom ones also. Then we need to do this extra build. So the steps are, first, what you need to do is generate the reference for the key of the entity. So now we need to generate the reference for the key. Okay, the main key of the entity. Here, this is BP center, but in your case, maybe that might be different entity. That different entity might be having different key. So whatever it is, first you need to identify that current record uniquely, right? Because your message should point to this field on the UI. When your message should point to this field on the UI, you need to generate the link for this particular record. So how you can identify a particular record based on the key only. So that's why you need to generate the reference for that key first. Now, once you generate the structure, you need to read the key value. Like in this case, the key value is BP number $137. So you need to read the key. Here you are just generating the structure. Here you are reading the key value. So generate the link for the error message of respective entity plus field. Okay, that should be your last step. Total 3-step process. Now let's see how we can implement this. So here you have the model reference already to refer to read the staging data and everything. So that whichever you would like to refer, you can refer with error message links. First, you need to read the BP header, assign component. This is the key for the BP. If it is assigned. So read the BP number. Okay, let me see the data type. I always recommend you to store the field symbol value after all the process is completed into some local variable. So that would avoid some dumps and everything further. So even in fact, I follow that approach. So if you feel comfortable with it, you can follow. Otherwise, you can directly use the field symbol. Okay, BP header is the key field. This is the data element, BU underscore business partner. So I'll declare one local variable. Okay, just save that BP number here. Okay, no errors so far. So we have completed this step. Now we need to generate the reference for the key of the entity. A order is fine, anything is fine, but if you want to execute step 3, first 2 steps should be completed in any sequence. That doesn't matter. Okay, IO model. There is a method create data reference. So whenever you would like to generate the structure dynamically for the key attribute or key components, okay, you can refer to this because we don't know what is the structure of the entity. You can directly use the key, staging structure. That's fine, but it gives you the accurate one. Okay, field name is nothing but your entity, BP entity for which you want to generate the key structure. Structure type already it is key, but it is of this type. If you go here, parameters, so field name structure is of this type. Key only means key. So yeah, you can refer to this also, or here itself you have the attributes structure key. You can directly give the value or you can refer to the constant, whichever you feel comfortable. But my recommendation is refer to this attribute so that in future, if SAP made some changes, so you no need to change the code. It will automatically get supplied. That is the advantage. So here you just pass as false because it is not table. Okay, we want to receive it as a work area. So you need to receive that as work area because I am reading single key, right? So LR underscore data typed to data. Here you receive that one. Now ET message. Create data reference. It is returning of messages this time. If there are any errors. So in earlier class, we had seen how to create the reference for the key attribute using the governance API. Now we are just calling the same method of external model API, nothing much difference. So here it generates one reference of key structure type for this entity. So it will have only the key component, nothing else. So it will generate the type of the structure, the staging structure. Now let me show you. You go to MDG, generate structures, BP. So here you see key fields of any entity type. There is a structure for key fields of entity type. So this staging structure will be used. Framework will read this staging structure, and with the same components, it will generate the structure here dynamically. If you want to directly use, you can directly use this staging structure. That's fine. Mostly it won't be changed. 95% it won't be changed. But in case during the upgrades or whatever, if SAP made some changes, then your code will get affected. So that is the reason usually we uh, uh, use this dynamic structure generation. Okay. So since it is a reference, you can do the initial check, or better is bound check since it is reference. If it is bound, then you need to derefer that one. So to derefer, you need to use the field symbol, of course. It's just work area, so use any. If it is a table, you need to use any table. That's it, nothing much. This is the dereference operator. No, it's already there. Let me use different name. While you are writing the code also, it's a small thing. Don't wait till the end to check for the errors and everything. So after finishing off a few lines, you just check for the error so that in case any issues are there, you can fix right away. Do the size assignment check if it is assigned. Now this will be just the work area generation. That's it. Nothing much. So till this, whatever we have written, that is equal to declaring one work area of this key structure type. That's it. It's just the dynamic declaration of the work area of key structure type. Now you need to pass the key value to here. Just like filling the value in the work area. Here you are filling message ID, message type, message number, right? Similarly, we need to fill the BP header number here. So since it is a dynamic, use the assign component. BP underscore header of structure ls underscore key to field symbol lv underscore key. Size of box equal to 0. lv underscore key is assigned. Do the assignment check for that also. lv underscore key. We have already read the BP number above, right? Just use that. Simple. So now you have assigned the value to the BP header component of this work area. That's it. So we have completed first two steps. Next one, we need to generate the link. Okay. To generate the link, there is a class. You must remember that. MDG roadmap. This is the one. Services for MDG message navigation. Key row mapping. Okay. See the class description itself has the proper meaning. MDG message navigations. It's not only for error message, whether it is for error or warning, you can use the same thing. Since in our case, we have the error message, I just maintained as error message, nothing much. So there is a method called set key. Go to the parameters. Here, you need to pass the key, type data, and for which entity, for which field you want to generate the message. It will return one row number. And that row number we need to assign here. To go to this message, see, there is a row field. Here you need to assign the row number generated by here. That's it. Call this method, get the row number, assign the row number to this message. Simple. Okay. Now let's do that. You need to pass the key. Here we got this, right? So this one you need to pass the entity key. And entity DP center and the field name. Let me show you something. This is not the entity field name you need to pass. You need to pass the UI level field name because you are not referring to data. You are referring to the field on the UI. So you need to pass the name of the field on UI level. Keep that in mind. For other data models like Finance, so both are same, but for BP only, the names are different. So based on the experience, you will come to know when you need to refer to UI level field, when you need to refer to entity level. UAB only. Okay. And it will return the row. Of this type. Get that into there. Now, here for row field, you need to pass that. First, let's test if it is working fine or not, then we'll see in the debugging. Now you see, if you click on this, it is referring to here. That is how the message links work. Now, let me show you in the debugging. I'll keep a breakpoint here. Put external breakpoint on your user ID. Click on check. First, I'm reading the key. So in case if you have multiple key fields for the respective entity, you need to read all the key fields. whatever entity, whether it is a type 4 entity or type 1 entity, list or form, doesn't matter, because you are reading the complete key. So whenever that record respect to that key is opened, that UI is opened, then this message will point out. Now generating the key reference. You see, currently it is initial. You double click here, double click, it is reference. It's generated only with the key, nothing but the staging structure, key component staging structure. That's it. And you are extracting that or dereferring that into the work area. Simple. Okay. You update the BP header here. Currently in this you see there is no BP header. Now I need to update the key. In case if your entity key structure has multiple key fields, in this ls underscore key you see multiple columns. So whatever you have read above, you just need to update those key fields into that one. That's it, nothing much. You can read multiple components and assign the values based on your key structure. If you see, it should have the key field. Key is field. Now this will generate one row number. This row number is the key reference to point out to specific field on the UI. Let's say you want to generate the messages for multiple fields. So there is no other way. You need to call this method every time for each field. If you have 5 fields, you need to call this method 5 times for 5 fields. But the structure generation is single time. Only generating the row numbers is multiple times as per the requirement. Simple. This is just filling the message internal table. You check the ED message. It got the row field. That's it. So execute. Now you'll get this. Okay. Now there would be one case. If you see here, you can have multiple entries. Okay, it will take you inside. Now here you see the links are disabled. Can anyone guess why? So here the links are disabled because we are not on the respective UIBB where these messages belong to. So to which UIBB these messages belong to? These messages belong to the BP header UIBB. But we are on the page where that BP header UIBB itself is not available. So this is one question you might get from the client also. They may ask the links are disabled. Then you need to be very clear. Just see to which UIBB these messages are referring to. When you are on a particular page, is this UIBB present or not? Simple. If not present, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't make sense. If you click on this link, if UIBB itself is not there, to where it should point out? No sense, right? So that's why these message links will be disabled if the respective UIBB is not present on the page where you are. Okay. So if you leave this page, you can see the links are enabled again. These are again enabled. Now it is referring to here also. Okay, enter the bank key. If you click on edit, it will navigate here. So you see, only this UIBB relevant message links are enabled. These are standard messages. Now here I don't provide any bank key. Let me create a new one. Now you see that bank key is disabled because this bank key message was pointing to bank details ID 0001 earlier record. So in the list there would be multiple entries also. And again, each entry has a unique key field, right? This bank ID is 0002. Earlier bank ID was 0001. Now press enter. If you see, this time it is pointing to this particular UABB relevant field. So that is what you need to understand about the list entries relevant messages also. Is this clear? Any questions from anyone? That's how the message links works for single record and for entity with multiple records. And that is how the behavior would be. That would be available only when your page has the respect to UAVB. Otherwise, it won't be available. So you can follow the same approach for generating message links for any entity, any data model. It would be same, nothing much different. Okay, so that's all how we can generate the links for the messages, whether it is error message or warning message, doesn't matter.